Lifters have 60 seconds once the bar is loaded to approach the bench, set up, unrack the bar, and wait for the start command. They can take a lift off in the spotting crew, or not, and they can also use bench blocks of various heights that raise their feet if their feet can't touch the ground. Each of 3 referees can give a white or a red light, and lifters need any 2 out of 3 white lights or better for a successful lift. Lifters have to keep their shoulders and butt in continuous contact with the bench pad, and their feet need to be flat on the floor. Once they unrack the bar and are motionless with locked elbows, they'll receive the start command to begin the bench press. They'll lower the bar down to their chest. As soon as the bar is motionless on their chest, they'll receive a press command, where they can fire the bar back up toward lockout. Once their elbows are locked and they're demonstrating control of the bar, they get one last command, a rat command, and the lift is done. The bench press is highly technical, and there are more reasons for a missed lift. A red card is given if the athlete never gets the bar down to their chest. A blue card is given if there is downward movement in the hole of the bar while they're trying to press the bar, or if they have bent elbows at the start or finish of the lift. The yellow card is given for heaving or sinking the bar after the press command, accidentally starting before the start command, pressing before the press command, or racking before the rack command. Yellow cards are also given if your butt comes off the bench, your feet come off the floor, or if you use your feet to anchor against the bench or bench supports. These are the rules of the bench press. Lifters have 60 seconds once the bar is loaded to approach the bench, set up, unrack the bar, and wait for the start command. They can take a lift off in the spotting crew, or not, and they can also use bench blocks of various heights that raise their feet if their feet can't touch the ground. Each of 3 referees can give a white or a red light, and lifters need any 2 out of 3 white lights or better for a successful lift. Lifters have to keep their shoulders and butt in continuous contact with the bench pad, and their feet need to be flat on the floor. Once they unrack the bar and are motionless with locked elbows, they'll receive the start command to begin the bench press. They'll lower the bar down to their chest. As soon as the bar is motionless on their chest, they'll receive a press command, where they can fire the bar back up toward lockout. Once their elbows are locked and they're demonstrating control of the bar, they get one last command, a rat command, and the lift is done. The bench press is highly technical, and there are more reasons for a missed lift. A red card is given if the athlete never gets the bar down to their chest. A blue card is given if there is downward movement in the hole of the bar while they're trying to press the bar, or if they have bent elbows at the start or finish of the lift. The yellow card is given for heaving or sinking the bar after the press command, accidentally starting before the start command, pressing before the press command, or racking before the rack command. Yellow cards are also given if your butt comes off the bench, your feet come off the floor, or if you use your feet to anchor against the bench or bench supports. These are the rules of the bench press.
And good morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to USA Powerlifting Pro Series Finals here in 2024, hosted and presented by Texas Strength Systems. Session 1 today is going to be the Raw Pro Bench Finals. Gino's giving our introductions right now. You can hear it there. The bar is loaded for our first attempt of the day. Brianna Boardman from Pennsylvania coming out with 85 kilos on the bar. Funny enough, this is actually her meet PR, which she just hit recently at the Bench World Cup in England. Bit of a heavy opener there for Brianna. She is going to get the lift 2-1 though. We do have a lot of experience on the platform right now. We have, I believe, 2 Category 2 officials and a Category 1 in the head chair, along with 3 Cat 1 referees at the jury table. Christy Rice coming out now, taking her opening attempt, 90 kilos. Christy's from Minnesota. Her best bench in competition is 97.5. She hit that this last year at the Arnold. Gotta imagine she's trying to cue herself up to beat that today. This event has a lot of the best bench pressers that USAPL has to offer. Gets her start command. Good press. A little slow off the chest, but then it fired up to the lockout. 3 white lights there for Christy. Katie DeGator coming out now, 92.5 kilos for her opening bench. Her best in competition is 102.5, which she actually hit in a full power meet not too long ago. Raw Nationals over in Salt Lake City. I know Katie pretty well, and I know she's excited about this event. Got some money on the line, seeing if she can try and help pay off some of her college debt right now. Katie is what I would call a technician. And you see why there. Max grip, great arch, minimizing the ROM so that way she can maximize the weight she moves up. 3 white lights there for Katie's opening attempt. Bars loaded now for the opening attempt of Rachel Hannon. Rachel's coming all the way from Alaska for this event. She competes a lot and in a lot of different events. Her most recent USAPL event, she actually competed at the Olympia. She was listed as competing equipped in that, but she was only using knee wraps, so her best bench press in competition was 115 that she hit there. It's her start. That moved pretty well. A little slow off the chest there. 3 white lights there for Rachel. So this flight is going to move pretty quick. We've only got 8 women benching. We're now on to the opening attempt for Jennifer Wilcox. Opening up at 100 kilos, 220 pounds. Jennifer not too far off already from her best bench press ever. She has hit 107.5. She did that at Bench Nance in South Carolina earlier this year. A little bit of a closer grip than we've seen for some of the women here today. Moved pretty well. Gets it 2-1. Yellow card from the front referee. Not entirely sure what that is. Now we've got the opening attempt for Isabel Morosic out of Georgia. Opening up at 112.5 kilograms. Her best in competition is 122.5, which she also hit at Bench Nationals earlier this year. That looked like a really good opener for me. Now we have the opening attempt for Natalie Richardson out of South Dakota, 120 kilos. That moved really well. I would expect that from her. Her best bench in competition is actually an American record at 137 that she hit at the Arnold this last year. I think she's going to take a pretty healthy jump. Now we've got the final opening attempt of the competition. Amanda Dahl out of Ohio, good friend of mine. Gotten to see her at quite a few events. 125 kilos is going to be on the bar for the opening attempt for Amanda here. Her best, I believe, is also an American record, 150 kilos that she hit at Raw Nationals in a full power meet. A little bit of a delay. Waiting on a bench block to come out. The timer's running. All right, there we go. Now we have it situated. Had to bring the bench blocks out. Amanda is a very strong bench presser. This is 25 kilos below her all-time best. A little bit of trouble off the chest there. But she does get the lift 2-1. We had a blue on the left side, so I believe that's going to be for up and down motion. I don't believe that she heaved it. And so through one round of bench, we're perfect. 8 for 8 on openers. That's what you like to see on bench press only meets. Brianna Boardman coming out now, taking her second attempt, 90 kilos. This will be an all-time PR in competition for her if she gets this here. Soft touch. I think she's going to get that one. And she does. 3 white lights, so it's a competition PR for Brianna. So I mentioned earlier that there's some money on the line, and there is. So for this session, the Raw Bench Open, there is a pretty sizable payout for these lifters. First place for both men and women are going to get paid out $2,500. Second place, $1,000. Third, $500. Fourth, $250. And if you come in at fifth place, you get $100. We have the second attempt now for Christy Rice. She also went up 5 kilos, 95, creeping up towards her personal best. That moved really well. I think she's going to go up 5 and try to take a PR attempt at 100 kilos. Second attempt now, Katie DeGator. 97.5 kilos. I think this one's going to move quite well. And then I imagine she repeats a 5 kilo jump afterwards. Katie taking her time to get set up. A little quick there. Yeah, she's going to get 3 reds on that one. Looks like she tried to jump the press command. I don't know if she timed it or just went a little bit early, but she definitely jumped the press from where I am. Bars up 2.5 kilo, or excuse me, up 5 kilos now for the second attempt of Rachel Hannon. 102.5, 225 on the bar. That one was pretty solid off of her chest. 3 white lights there for Rachel. Second attempt now for Jennifer Wilcox. She's gone up 7.5 kilos to 107.5. This will tie her competition best that she set earlier this year. $237 on the bar. Quick descent to the chest. That was a really solid second attempt there. I'm curious to see what she's going to go up. Wonder if she plays it safe with just 2.5 or if she takes another sizable jump. 5 kilos added to the bar for the second attempt for Isabel Morosic. About 5 kilos under her personal best here. Pretty solid second attempt there for Isabel. Second attempt now loaded on the bar for Natalie Richardson, 127.5. A pretty good sized jump, 7.5 kilos up from her opening attempt. Slightly uneven lockout there, but that's fine. She's going to get that one 3 white lights. Bar is going to stay at 127.5 for the second attempt for Amanda Dahl. Her opener was a little bit slower than I would have guessed. Not sure if she's coming over an injury or maybe a little bit sick. I know she's got more in the tank than this. She's able to lock it out there. She's not going to get the lift. 2-1, 2 yellow cards. All right, and just like that, we are into the third round for the Women's Raw Pro Open. 92.5 kilos on the bar for the third and final attempt for Brianna Boardman. She already set a competition PR on the second attempt, looking to slightly improve it here. Now, the payouts are determined by dot scores. And as a glance right now, it looks like our current leader is Natalie Richardson. Not there on the day for Brianna. She will be credited with her second attempt at 90 kilos, which once again is a competition PR. That leaves her dot score for the day at 99.9, just shy of 100. Up 5 kilos, the third attempt for Christy Rice. This is going to be a competition PR attempt. £220 gets her start. Controlled lower. Too much on the day for her. You can see on the replay, she just gets it to the chest a little shaky and just doesn't have the fire to get off of it. Third attempt now for Katie DeGator. She went up 2.5 kilos off of her miss at 100. She's hit this a couple times in competition. Doesn't get off the chest today, so she's going to get credited with her opening attempt at 92.5. I know Katie's walking away a little bit frustrated with that one. Now we've got 105 going on the bar, third and final attempt for Rachel Hannon. £231.5. She's able to lock it out. A little bit of hesitation on the way up, but she's going to get the lift 2-1. One red light with a yellow card. Not entirely sure what that is. It might have been her butt coming off the bench. Maybe a heel. 4 lifters now for the women here. Jennifer Wilcox coming out to take her third and final attempt. 112.5. This will be a competition PR attempt for her. Gets stuck about halfway up. She's not going to be able to lock it out. Will get credited, though, with 107.5. which ties her personal best in competition. Bars loaded now, 120 kilos. Third and final attempt for Isabel Morosic. Decided to just go up 2.5 kilos instead of going up another 5. This is not a competition PR attempt. Gotta imagine this just might be for placing here, trying to work her way up the leaderboard as best as she can. She's able to lock it out. Let's see what the officials have to say. 3 white lights there for Isabel. with that, I believe she locks up second place, so she will be getting $1,000 for her efforts here today. Third attempt now. Amanda Dahl. She's going to retake 127.5. We do have an attempt change in progress. Not sure if that's going to mess with the order at all here. No, must have been Natalie behind making a change. It was. All right, bars loaded here for Amanda. Let's go, Amanda. Not going to be able to lock it out there. Not Amanda's best day, going 1 for 3, finishing up with 125 kilos as her opener. But with that, the placing is pretty much locked in. Natalie Richardson is going to come out 130 kilos for her third and final attempt. She's already won the event. This is just kind of a victory lap for her. 7 keys under her raw best. Her second also moved pretty well. So I'm pretty confident that this is going to move well. Ooh. I guess I was wrong. It was the top end for her today at 127. No lift there. She is still going to win the competition and take home $2,500. Now we are into the second flight, which is all the pro men benching today. This one's going to go pretty quick. We only have 6 lifters in the flight. And we're being led off by Dennis Alba from Texas. His competition best is 161 kilos that he did at Bench Nationals, not this past year, but the year before. Opening at 142.5 or 314. Fantastic opener there for Dennis. Bar is going to jump up quite high here very quickly. 200 kilos getting loaded up for the opening attempt of Preston Savoy. I've seen Preston at a lot of meets lately. From Louisiana, his best bench in competition is 230 kilos that he did at the Arnold back in 2023. He's also an equipped lifter, and I've seen him bench north of 280 in equipment. I don't think 200 kilos should be allowed to move that fast. I gotta think he's gonna take a pretty sizable jump for his second. Dennis already submitted his second attempt at 155, so we're gonna have some healthy jumps. 207.5 kilos loaded up. Opening attempt for Todd Talford. His best bench in competition is 228 kilos, which he did just a couple months ago at the Bench World Cup in England. Moved like an opener should. 3 white lights there for Todd. Halfway through round one, Jorge Castaneda coming out, 212.5 kilos, 468. Lifter from Texas, hearing some applause out here. His best benching competition is 220 kilos. Three white lights there for Jorge. That was so far the slowest opener we've had, but that doesn't mean it was bad. Still at nearly 470 on the bar. 222.5 being loaded up. Opening attempt for Jermaine Lyles. Opening up real close to his competition best. His best is 225 that he did at the Arnold this past year. Something's getting changed here. Our jury members are instructing our platform officials. It looks like a change is going to happen here. Looks like we're going to get a relift for Amanda Dahl from that last flight. Typically, this is something we would do at the end of the round, but with how few lifters there are, the jury decided to step in and give it to her right away. Looks like we took 4 attempts in between, so this makes sense. So we're getting a retry at 127.5 for Amanda. Not sure what caused it. Not going to be there for Amanda. All right, now we're going to get back into our regularly scheduled programming. The opening attempt for Jermaine Lyles, 222.5, 490 pounds. Once again, we're just shy of his competition best at 225, which he set at the Arnold this last year. Bars loaded for Jermaine. Jermaine's looking pretty festive out there in the all red and green. Three white lights for the opening attempt for Jermaine. Setting himself up for a competition PR. And now the final opening attempt. We've got Alvin Roswell coming out. Opening 247.5, 545 pounds. His all-time best in competition is 262.5, but his most recent best is 252.5. Bar is loaded for Alvin Roswell. Cutting it close. 12 seconds now to get a start command. He does. Oh, my. Oh, my. 247.5 kilos moving as his opener. Let's watch this again. No wrist wraps. Sink. That moves so good for an opener. Second attempt now coming out for Dennis Alba. $155 kilos, 341 for our Masters lifter from Texas. Very solid second. 3 white lights there. $217.5 on the bar. Second attempt for Jorge Castaneda. Just shy of 480 pounds. Only 2.5 kilos shy of his competition best. So after the first round, it looks like with our dots, our leader is going to be Jermaine Lyles. No, excuse me, Todd Talford, then Jermaine, and then Alvin. 2 attempts left, though, for everybody. Who knows what can happen? $217.5, not there on the second attempt. $220 on the bar now. Second attempt for Preston Savoy. He's one where if he stays clean for the day and the guys behind him miss, he's got a shot to jump into the top 3. Pretty good second attempt there for Preston. He took a 20-kilo jump from his opener. I got to imagine he's going to take another 7.5, maybe 10 for his third. Only having 6 men in the flight and having the UTSA crew spotting and loading. This is going pretty quick, though, so these guys don't have a whole lot of rest time here. Todd Talford coming out. Second attempt, 222.5. 490 pounds. That's a 15-kilo jump for him. Able to lock it out. 3 white lights there for Todd. Jermaine Lyles up 5 kilos for his second attempt. 227.5 kilos, 501 on the bar. This will be a competition PR for him. Jermaine trying to get the crowd hyped up there. Oh, just not able to grind that one out. That was a really good battle to get it even there. so funny. 255 going on the bar now. Second attempt to Alvin Roswell, 562. This is a really good squat for a lot of guys, let alone a second bench. With the current attempts in, Alvin is sitting in second place, trying to keep that spot. I think that moved as fast as his opener. Only going up 7.5 kilos from his opener. 255, 3 white lights. I want to see this one again. All right, now we are into our third and final attempts of the day. 6 more bench presses, barring any relifts. Dennis Alba coming out 160 kilos, 352.5 pounds. Just shy of his personal best that he hit at Bench Nationals earlier this year. Able to lock it out. I want to see what the officials have to say about it. 3 white lights. Alvin's going to go 3 for 3 on the day. Securing a DOTS of 109.6. He's going to stay outside of the top 5, though, so now the 5 remaining guys are battling for the money. Third and final attempt. We're going to retake 217.5 here for Jorge Castaneda. $480 on the bar. Does a good job driving it off the chest, but just is not able to get it past that midway point. All right, now's where things are going to get interesting. There's an attempt change going on. Final 4 lifters. A lot of money on the line. We're going to see some attempt changes here. In bench only, the attempt change rules are that of third deadlifts for full power. Todd Talford taking a very conservative jump here, 2.5 kilos. He hits this. This is going to secure a DOT score of 145 for him. He's currently the leader, and he's got a couple guys trying to catch up to him. If he gets this, I think we're going to see that attempt change light fly back up. Not going to get that one today. So he's going to get credit with that second attempt at 222.5. Does leave him a little bit vulnerable. His DOT score is going to be just shy of 144 at 143.9. Preston Savoy Jr. coming out, third final attempt, 227.5. Not a competition PR. If he gets this third attempt, he's going to be forecasted in 4th place. That was a great third there for Preston. Watching the replay here. Super in control the whole way. All right. Third attempt now, Jermaine Lyles, 227.5. Going to try and retake that second attempt that he missed. I believe he is currently in fourth place and needs this to jump Preston. Not going to be there for Jermaine today. So yes, that is going to lock up a fourth place finish for Jermaine. Attempt change, it looks like being made now for Alvin Roswell. $260 kilos is the weight that's going to get entered. 573 pounds. This is going to move him into second place if successful. They originally had it loaded up for him to go for the win, but they changed it off of that. Seems like the number they wanted to go for just isn't there today. Final bench press of this morning session. $260 kilos to go 3 for 3 and take second place here this morning. He's able to lock it out. Let's see what the officials say. 3 white lights there for Alvin. That's going to lock up second place for him. Congratulations to him for being in second, and to Todd Talford for securing the win. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the morning session here, the Raw Bench Open, has come to a completion. Excuse me. All right, and with that, we're going to go to a break. We've got a couple hours until session 2 starts up. From TSS San Antonio, I'm Alex Walters. See you later.